So, all right, now we're going to advance a little bit. And this is the first time that Downs is actually in charge. He did a little turnover with the former platoon commander. He takes charge of the platoon, and he's doing security for the bridges, for some bridges that are out kind of away from the main camp. And they're out there to prevent landmines and gather intel and kind of set up a checkpoint. And they're actually staying out there. So they would set up by these bridges. And as they're getting set up for the first time, I'm going to the book. An explosion ripped the air behind me, followed immediately by a scream. My body instinctively threw itself against the sandbags as my mind shouted, "Mortar attack." My eyes registered the scene of men frozen in shocked wonderment, their eyes staring behind me. Man was directly in front of me, and the track men were off in the background, crouching where they were when the explosions went off. So they're actually out there with some tracked vehicles. Quickly turning around, my eyes swept an awful catastrophe. One of the claymores had gone off, shattering forever the lives of the three men in front of it. Jesus Christ. Was it a mortar? No, one of our claymores went off. Get those men quick. No, wait, there's another claymore out there. What the fuck set it off? What about the other one? So imagine this. You get to a position and you want to put out claymore mines. And if you don't know what a claymore mine is, it's a directional blasting mine that you set off by command detonation. So you have a little thing that you squeeze, and when you squeeze this thing, it sends an electrical charge down the wire into the claymore, detonates a blasting cap, the claymore explodes, and everything in front of it's going to die. Well, they had set up the claymores, and then they were going to put some barbed wire out. And as they were putting the barbed wire out, there was a storm, electrical storm, thunderstorm, and the static electricity in the air actually set off the claymore. So it killed, or it did some serious damage. Back to the book. Only a few seconds had passed since the explosion. One of my men and I dashed to the other claymore, frantically fumbling, unscrewing the plug and holding the blasting cap, throwing it away from the claymore. Then I rushed back to the radio. 2 men were applying first aid. The other positions were covered by the men assigned to them. They had stayed in place during the action. Good training, I thought as I fumbled with my map. It was folded in a plastic radio bag all of us used to carry maps in. Delta 6, this is 1-6, over. 1-6, this is Delta 6, over. This is 1-6, I need dust off. There's been an accident resulting in 3 peanuts, over. We tried to say nothing over the radio that could be understood by the enemy. Thus, we used code words for certain things. A Kool-Aid was a dead soldier, and a peanut was a wounded soldier. This is Delta 6, what the hell happened, over. This is 1-6. Static electricity in the air set off a claymore while 3 trackmen were putting out barbed wire. Over. This is Delta 6. What's your position? Over. Now, what would he ask me that for? I was on the bridge he'd assigned to me. Let's see. We're here, so I read right and up, real easy, just like all the training. So he's looking at his map. He's trying to figure out where he is. Of course, that was my first responsibility, where men had been hurt. So maybe that accounted for what happened next in spite of training. Lieutenant, you've got to get a dust off out here quick. This man's got a bad head wound, said one soldier as they brought the wounded over to me. Dirty black clouds with lightning crashing around added to the confusion as the wind howled over from all directions. Huge raindrops started to spatter down. This is 1-6. I'm at coordinates 298028. Over. I read them out. This is Delta 6. Are you sure of that? Over. This is 1-6. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. All right, there. 1-6, you better check that again. According to what you gave me, you're in the South China Sea. Over. Ooh, did he sound mad? God damn, I've done this a million times. The thought ran through my mind as a sweat broke out. The wounded were groaning, the storm was reaching gigantic proportions, and the track sergeant was demanding to know where that dust off was. Concentrate, Fred. Concentrate, I said to myself while staring at the meaningless blob of colors, whirls, and numbers. So he's looking at his map, he's just trying to figure it out. Suddenly, everything gelled in perfect clarity. Delta 6, this is 1-6. You're right, my coordinates are 288028. I need a dust off fast. Over. 1-6, this is Delta 6. I know where you are. I just wanted to see if you could figure it out. I already called the dust off. So Captain Sells, that's who he was talking to. Captain Sells, that's Delta 6, the commander of the company. And even in this pressure situation, he's trying to make sure that the guy is thinking. He's in the opportunity to think for the first time under pressure. And he already called the dust off, but he's still putting the test to him and seeing how he operates under that kind of stress and pressure.